Thank you for choosing Lebe Stark. Your decision to engage with us is giving us the chance to spread the love, power, and the possibility of kettlebell training. You are the reason why we can do what we do, helping people discover the world of physical culture. If you want to let other people know about your learning experience with us, then leave us a rating on Google. Your coach is waiting for you. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream. So let's switch to the camera on the studio. And as usual, I have to make sure first that you can hear me, that everything is fine. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to cover. Yes, I can hear myself talking. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. So kettlebell beginner basics. Oh, let's just double check. Let's just double check because it's just like with training, you got to double check your stuff. Okay. Today we got some stuff for you prepared. First of all, I'm going to explain what we're about to do. Number one, I'm going to give you 3 powerful key strategies that we use in our training. And maybe some of the stuff that you're about to hear is new. Maybe some of the stuff is challenging your current perspective, whatever it is. And this is very important, and let me just say this from the get-go right now, and that is, take any expert's opinion as a guide and not as gospel. Let me repeat. Take any expert's opinion as a guide and not as gospel, me included. So I'm giving you these 3 solutions. Then the next thing that we're going to cover is some common objectives or some common obstacles that people are facing, which I'm going to bust, some myth busting. Because maybe you're like, okay, I think this stuff is interesting. Let me try it out, but I actually have some objections to it. So I'm going to do my best to do some myth busting. Then, if you want me to help you, I'm going to serve you something which is really nice, a powerful offer which you can't say no to. It's just like the Godfather, Don Corleone, okay? I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's the idea. And then finally we get to have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, shoot them in the chat right now and then be a little patient. Maybe your question gets answered or during the session or maybe at the end. So let's jump right into it, as they say. Number 1, as a kettlebell beginner, we want to start with the fundamentals. So we're going to learn the hinge. Now, let me demonstrate the hinge first, because this is such an important movement pattern that you need when it comes to kettlebell training, and we can't practice it enough. So even if you're advanced, try to follow me. So you stand shoulder width apart, watch me first. This is the hinge. What am I doing? I'm pushing my hips back. My upper body leans forward. I'm unlocking the knees. I don't keep them straight, but I don't bend them. I unlock them. And as I'm pushing my hips out, I'm straightening my arms on the side of my body. And then I should feel a nice tension in this area right here. And when we come up, we tense the abdominals, tense the quads. So now we're going to do 5 reps. Try to follow me. I'll give you a couple of seconds to set up. Make sure nothing is in your close proximity. And as soon as you're ready, we do 5 reps. Shoulder width apart. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Push your hips back. Upper body leans forward. Spine is straight. I'm looking towards the floor. Now stop. Hold it. You should feel some tension in your hammies. Come back up, fully extend, and stand erect. 1. Another one. Push your hips back, upper body leans forward. Knees are unlocking, not bending, but they're not straight neither. Stop. Come back up. 1 more. Push your hips back. Upper body leans forward. Stop and hold. Come back up. That's 3. Push your hips back. Upper body leans forward. Keep your spine straight. Hold it. Come back up. Final. Push your hips back. Upper body leans forward. Knees are unlocking. I'm looking towards the floor. Feel that tension. Come back up. And that's it. Now relax and shake it off. Such an important movement pattern that we need. Now, we have probably some common mistakes. And that is, many people when they start hinging, their upper body or their back starts rounding. Now, we want to avoid this. We want to keep the spine straight. I want to push the hips out. Imagine like in your lower back, you arch your back so that you feel that tension. And then the third mistake that I see happening sometimes is people are bending their knees too much. So try to keep them a little bit more straight. Like I mentioned, soft knees or unlocked knees. And your neck is not looking towards the front. This is what we call the broken neck syndrome. As you can see, my spinal line, okay, if you follow the line from my back up to my neck and up to my neck, here it gets broken. So, whoop, double chin. I'm looking towards the floor. Coming back up. Now, if you have a broomstick, go get it. And I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. It's like you're in the class with me, okay? I maybe can't see you, but imagine as if I was watching you, okay? And listen, this stuff is simple. When we overcomplicate things, it just gets worse. You probably heard about all the crazy exercises and stuff, but now it's just all about being a beginner and getting more confidence in your training. And if we overcomplicate stuff, we're losing. So now, by now, you should have gotten your broomstick, okay? So now what you do is you connect your broomstick to your hip, okay? Right between your buttocks. Connected right here, and you should feel it connecting with your bone, with the bony structure of your hip. Now, depending on your posture, it may be that it looks a little bit something like this. And that's a great way for you to correct posture. Now, the first thing that you want to try, and this needs some kinesthetic sense, is push your chest up. Okay? That's this part right here. I got this from Electric Boogie when I was breakdancing. That's when you do the heartbeat. Okay? That's when you move the thoracic part of your spine, chest up, okay? Like your gorilla mode. Your, I wanted to say Hong Kong. What's his name? The big gorilla. Kong? Yeah, King Kong. Hong Kong, what? So connect the stick, hip, back, and now what are we doing with the neck? You try to pull your neck back. Don't look upwards, okay? We don't walk around like this. We walk around like this, okay? We have the eyes on the horizon. So now pull your neck back, and now all these three parts, your hip, your upper back, and your head should be connected to the stick. Now, how does that feel? If you walk around with that broomstick inside your living room, if nobody's watching you, imagine people watching you like, what's this guy or gal doing? So just imagine, what does it feel like? I always ask clients, does it feel normal? Now for me, it feels normal because I got used to this posture. But some folks be like, oh, that requires some work. If it requires some work, you're actually doing some corrective exercises for your posture. Now, as we keep the stick connected to our back, watch what we're doing. Whenever you're ready, let's do 2 reps of the hinge. Push your hips back, upper body leans forward, and now keep the stick connected. Do not lose it. Hips out, head up, chest up, and let's do one more. Hips back, come back up, and that's it. Boom. Let me know in the comments how that felt, and at the end, we can maybe have a discussion about it. because sometimes people really feel that this correction of posture is really helping them. So now we're still at number one of the solution, and I don't want to overwhelm you folks. Like I mentioned, if we complicate stuff or we do information dumping, this is my tendency to do this, then we're losing. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. I always like to tell myself, keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid, the KISS principle. So now we have learned the hinge, right? So now place the kettlebell right in front of you. And if I look down, the kettlebell's placed between my feet approximately in the middle. Now, let's engage in the deadlift. What is the deadlift? It's the next level of the hinge. So let's push your hips back, upper body leans forward, and now I can't grab it, okay? I'm still too high. So now what do I have to do? And this depends on how long your limbs are. You have to bend your knees a little bit because I have to be able to grab the bell. But don't bend your knees too much, otherwise we lose the power of our hammies. So let's grab the bell, and if you watch me from profile view, you should see that my hip is always higher than my knees. That's a characteristic of a deadlift in most cases. So now let's grab the kettlebell, pull our shoulder blades back, and stand up. And as we stand up, I keep my glutes contracted, my butt, and now I'm pushing the hips back, and now the kettlebell travels down. Not far away from me, it travels down, touches the floor again. Let's come back up, and come back down. Now only use one hand, bring your other arm to the side, that's a single hand deadlift. Ooh, now we are engaging into one of the characteristics of the kettlebell. A very fancy word, we call this unilateral training. And this means we train one side while the other side is kind of like resting. But you know what the funny thing is? It's not even resting. We call this cross education. The other side is getting trained as well. Don't ask me how this works. I'm not a neurologist, but it does work. So that's a single hand deadlift. So that's solution number one. We have a powerful exercise now that we call the deadlift, and we have mastered the hinge. Let's go to step number two. Now, we have an exercise right here, okay? Great stuff. But now we maybe use or need an exercise overhead. So what we do in our coaching sessions is we don't do that fancy mobility stuff. I'm not a huge fan of this because science actually says that if you start training with weights, mobility and flexibility tends to improve. Now, of course, in certain cases, you maybe need some additional work, but now, like I said, let's just cover the basics and don't overcomplicate stuff. Please say this to your camera right now. Gregory, don't overcomplicate stuff. Thank you. I need to hear this so many times. So now, let's just do a proper arm extension. What does that mean? You bring both of your arms over your head. Boom. That's an arm extension. And now watch what I do when I come down. Elbows go forward. Down. I go back up. Now as I'm fully extending my arms, I keep my biceps, the upper part of my arm, close to my ear. I'm fully extending this is not a straight arm. I'm fully extending my arms. I'm not lifting my shoulder blades. Don't do this. Depress them. Pull them down. Now, my shoulder's tight and it's safe. Come back down. Important with this arm extension, and as you try it in the second step, try the following is so important, is I follow this straight line up. Don't flare the elbows out, okay? Now just follow me. We go up like this. Boom. And when we're on top, we fully extend our arms. Now for people who maybe lack some upper body mobility, this is already work. And they're already, probably maybe some of you are like, ooh, that's tough. And I feel some tension right around here. It's probably some mobility stuff. So now let's just do like we did before with the hinge, 5 reps, just extending the arms. Okay, you ready? Now, follow with me. Elbows close to the body. Now go overhead, fully extend your arms, boom. As you watch me from the side, you see my arms are close to my head. I'm not looking forward. I'm pulling my neck back, and my shoulder blades are tight. I come back down. One more. And as I'm reaching the top, I keep my abdominals tight, and I'm breathing out just a little bit, and I'm coming back down. Coming back up. Keep that extension. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Come back down. 2 more. Make sure arms are fully extended. You can keep your hands open or close it to a fist. 1 more. Keep it, keep it, keep it, and relax. Now shake it out. Now what is happening right here is overhead movements is something that we do rarely unless you have a particular job that requires overhead movements. But many of us do not. Many of us, in fact, are sitting in front of a desk. So it's a good thing if we bring our arms overhead to loosen up that stuff right here. Okay? So now that we've learned the arm extension, let's check out what we can do with the kettlebell and use some additional resistance. What I like to call this is a double-handed press. And the way we grab the kettlebell, I call it a CrossFit grip. The reason why is I just saw a dude once grab it like this, and then was like, okay, that sounds cool. Now, let me demonstrate the way how we grab the kettlebell first. It maybe takes you a couple of reps, but you'll get it in no time. Watch me first. Let me demonstrate again. Kettlebell's in front of you. Pull it in with one arm. Watch me first. Your thumbs go inside the kettlebell window and the fingers are outside on the bell. And when we grab the bell up like this, the handle points towards my chest. It doesn't point towards the floor. Okay? So now let's try it with me. We bring the kettlebell up in 3, 2, 1. Clean into the CrossFit grip. If you have to correct it, do it. This is what it's supposed to look like. I'm giving you a couple of seconds. So now that we have the kettlebell up here and the handle points towards my chest, now let's do what we did before. Fully extending the arm. And as I'm extending the arm, watch where the handle is pointing. It points towards the backside, not towards my head. It points towards the backside. And now I come back down, elbows close. 1 more. Number 3. Number 4. Last one. Now drop it carefully between your legs into a deadlift. Boom. That's how we do it. So we have already, let's see if, is everything still rolling? Let's see. Wait a second, guys. I just want to see that everything is still rolling. My, when I'm alone. Ah, yeah, it is. Arm. Awesome. Sometimes when I'm alone, I always got to make sure that the stuff is still rolling. So, now we understand the deadlift. We understand the press. In other words, we have learned the hinge. We have learned the arm extension. Now, solution number 3, we're going to learn the squats. So watch me. We have mastered the hinge now. We understand what it means to push the hips back, right? So just as a reminder, this was the hinge, right? Great. So now, I am hinging. I stand a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, but now I'm bending the knees. Arms forward. This is a body weight squat or a type of a back squat, if you will characterize it even more. Watch me again. So what am I doing? I'm pushing the hips back, my knees go out, and as soon as I am hinging, pushing the hips back, I start bending the knees as if I am sitting down. Now try this with me. We stand shoulder width apart, a little bit wider, feet pointing outside towards the left and right side. Let's try it with me. Ready? Hinge, bend your knees, straighten your arm, upper body leans forward a little bit. Hold it. Back up. Once more. Hinge, bend the knees, extend your arms to the front, hold it. Up. One more. Hinge, knees out, extend the arms, hold it. Back up. And here you go. Solution number 3. We have had the hinge, which can translate into a deadlift. We have had the arm extension, which translates into a press. And we've had the squat, which is a hinge with bent knees. Now, if we will put all these 3 exercises together, matter of fact, let's just give it a shot. And let's, like I mentioned, not overcomplicate matters. 5 deadlifts, 5 presses, 5 squats. Whenever you're ready, grab your kettlebell, start with me. In 3, 2, 1. We use both hands for the deadlift. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now grab it, pull it towards the front in front of you, pull it into the back swing, CrossFit grip, press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now park the bell, deadlift it, take a step back, 5 squats. Ready? Go. 1, hold for a second. Hold for a second. 2, hold for a second. 3, hold for a second. 4, last one. Boom. Here you go. You got it. 3 exercises for 5 reps each. 15 reps. That's 1 set. And now you do, as a beginner, 3 to 4 sets. You're good to go. 2 or 3 times per week. And see where it takes you. Keep it simple, stupid. If you are at the beginning of a journey and we start adding in all that additional luggage, you'll be burned out before you even reach your first checkpoint. We start the journey, reach the checkpoint, see how far we have been able to travel, gather some more luggage, and then we keep going. Because on the way from point A to point B, we got a little stronger. So these are fundamentals that you need in order to develop a little bit further when it comes to your kettlebell training. So that was part 1, my friends. And it took me about 25 minutes, which is awesome. I think that is cool. So let's switch So you can see me right here. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. Please don't pay that much attention to my beard and my haircut, because my barber and my hairdressers, he's on vacation. Both of them, they're on vacation. And I'm going on vacation in a couple of days. So that's my last train before we go on vacation. And yeah, this is what I'm going to look like a Neanderthal. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do some inception first, and then let's do some myth busting. Now, you've probably seen this and you're like, Gregory, you know what? Let's just make sure. You know, always double check. Always double check when you're streaming on your own. Yeah, this looks solid. And let's go. Let's see if I'm still running. I apologize for any inconveniences, but always making sure that stuff is running is so important. Yes, it works. So, you see this and you're like, Gregory, okay, this sounds like fun, but you know, I have some objections, man. So maybe I can help you clear out some objections, because maybe you are already getting started with your kettlebell journey, or maybe you're planning on getting started and you're like, okay, yeah, I bought a kettlebell, or I'm planning to buy a kettlebell. I'm checking this dude out with the white hair, this strange guy, and let's see what it's like. And but you know, I'm a little bit on the fence. So let me help you out. Let's bust some myths. Bust some myths. That's a tongue breaker. All right, say it in English. No, tongue breaker. So now, myth number one, you're like, listen, I don't have time to train. Think back to what we just did a couple of seconds ago. 5 deadlifts, 5 press, 5 squats. Took us about 1 minute, or maybe 1 minute 30 seconds. That's 1 round. We do 10 rounds, or 4 rounds, 5 rounds, who cares? 5 minutes of work. Listen, I do understand as we get older that we have more responsibilities and our priorities are different. But I'm not telling you to spend hours on end in a gym 7 days a week. What you can actually do with the kettlebell is just take a couple of minutes throughout your day, out of your day, and then go at it. And if you are able to always invest a little bit of capital into your body, then this is how you grow your wealth. Okay? It's just like in the financial market, it's the same thing. If you're able to invest capital, this is how you are able to grow your wealth. So it's the same thing here. Keep investing those little seeds, water them, and then watch what happens. Because don't focus on the workout in and all by itself, thinking that this is going to change the world. The fact that you are engaging in an exercise habit is going to change the world. Because soon after you engage in that little exercise habit, one day you'll be like, hey, let's do a couple of more rounds. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take a walk. These thoughts will come on their own without you having to force them. Number 2, kettlebells are too complicated. Now, you can basically do the exercises I just showed you. And you have probably seen, let me switch back. You've probably seen stuff like this. I'm sure you've seen stuff like this. You have seen powerful exercises, right? You maybe watched our YouTube channel and you're like, yeah, Gregory, but I've seen this. I've seen this, and I've seen stuff like this on Instagram as well. And this is like, I don't know if I can do this. That's advanced stuff. Like I told you in the beginning, start your journey small. And from there, you can grow, okay? So the exercises that I just showed you, a swing, a clean, a jerk, or even juggling, that's cool stuff. But you're making it too hard for yourself, because understanding the kettlebell takes time. And how about this? You are a professional when it comes to building houses. And I'm coming to you asking you, listen, my man, I got this roof right here. This roof is on fire. It's so good. And you're like, Gregory, I like your roof, But let's get started with the fundamentals first. We got to lay the groundwork. We got to cut some grass. We got to put some, I don't know, man, some dirt and some stuff in there to make it, no, I want the roof. And you were like, hey, you put the roof on top at the end. It's the same thing with kettlebells. Snatch, clean, jerk. That's roof stuff. Stick with the basics first. And yeah, clean and jerk, snatch, swing, they're all basics as well. But if we are overcomplicating it, we are going to lose, and you're robbing yourself. Myth number 3, kettlebells are intimidated. Forget the swing, forget the clean, forget the snatch, and do the easy stuff. And you'll be like, okay, easy? Yeah, I should have chosen a better word. Do the simple stuff first. Deadlift, press, squat. Believe me, we've had success with one of our clients. Actually, you know how many times the deadlift is in my training regime? Throughout the whole year. The swing throughout the whole year. The press throughout the whole year. I do it all the time. Why do something different if the basics work? And one of our clients, she lost 30 pounds. You know what we did? Deadlift, press, and squat. And then after a couple of months, we switched it, swing, press, and squat. Myth number 5, this doesn't work for me. And now, I want to stay as respectful as possible, but ask yourself this question. When was the last time you stuck to a program for 12 plus months? Think about it. When was the last time, let's break it down, you stuck to a program for 6 months? Don't lie to yourself. Be honest and true with yourself. And what do I mean with sticking to a program? This means working out at least twice a week, writing down the numbers, writing down maybe your PRs, talking to a coach, working maybe in a group setting or with a one-on-one person, or sticking to the program. From experience, many people do not stick to a program. And I think that's a couple of things in here. I don't want to take too long for this, but I think we have a warped perception of reality and a warped perception of time. Life is not what it seems. Okay? For example, I had a client, when we were coaching him on nutrition, I asked him, I said, hey, when was the last time you had your fruits? He said, well, just yesterday. His wife walks in, overhears the conversation and says, hey, you know what? The last time you had some fruits was 3 weeks ago, because that was the last time I bought some. And he looked at me like, okay, well, in that case. And I don't think he lied to me. I think he has a warped perception of reality. We think, oh, I just did it yesterday. Matter of fact, you did it yesteryear. And our perception of time, hey, did you know it's July? What? January just got started. It's July. It's nuts. Combine these two warped perceptions, and that's the reason why many people can't stick to a program, because they think, well, the last time I went to the gym was yesterday, when in fact it was 3 months ago. Or the last time I picked the kettlebell. You get what I'm saying? And we have the shiny object syndrome. We always jump from one thing to another. We're like, okay, oh, the kettlebell is that shiny thing. So I jump on it, and then something sparkles in the corner of my eye. I see it. Oh, let's jump on that one. Boom, let's leave the kettlebell alone. Let's jump on CrossFit. Oh, CrossFit's awesome. Boom, oh, something sparkles. Let's jump on bodybuilding. And then we keep hopping, but we don't stay. And I want to just share this awesome quote that I've got from my mentor, Dan John. He says, there's 2 rules to success. Number 1 is to start doing. And number 2 is to keep going. Then he follows up with, most people don't keep going. Myth number 6, you're not motivated. Habits are better than motivation. Unless you're David Goggins, you're probably not motivated all day, every day. Most of us lack motivation one day or the other. So what keeps us going then is the habit. Are you motivated to go to work every day? I doubt you are. Listen, I love what I do, but my motivation is not the same, but I've built the habit. Working out, training with kettlebells, it's the same. Sometimes I'm like, and Angie can confirm this, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, babe, I don't feel like it. But that's just my lack of motivation uttering some words. But as my lack of motivation is uttering or mumbling these words, like, I don't feel like doing it, habit standing next to it, like, yeah, who cares, bro? Nobody does. We gonna do it. Now, maybe sometimes there's a time where you can't train. Totally understand. Responsibility, family life, I do get it. But if we are able to build a solid habit, this is what carries us throughout the whole year. Motivation is the tsunami that starts moving. Habits is the slow current that keeps you going. Remember Dan John's words. So now let's take it a step further. If you're like, Gregory, oh, you know what? This actually sounds good. So if you want me to help you, I can help you. Now in this portion, I just want to warn you, okay? Now I'm going to show you the offer that I have for you, which is awesome. And you don't have to take me up on this offer. I love what I do. I love coaching. I love sharing my passion. And I'm able to do what I do thanks to this stuff. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to our subscribers. Thanks to everybody who's joining us. At the same time, I have to eat. So that's why I'm going to show you my awesome course bundle. Because it's going to help you. And it's going to build on the stuff that you just learned. But at the same time, if you're now clicking away, please take that first section. Please take the deadlift, the hinge, the deadlift, the arm extension, the press, the squat. Take it with you and use it. Like I told you, coach said 3 exercises for 5 reps, 5 rounds, 2 times a week for the next month. This is your mission. So now you're like, Gregory, okay, but let's get the stuff out of the way. I need some help. I don't want to do it alone. Matter of fact, I can't do it alone. I got this powerful kettlebell course bundle where we combine the hybrid style masterclass light, which is our technique course. We combine it with 90 days of kettlebells, which is our best-selling course. This thing, I don't know how many courses we sold. Can't remember, but it's people really love it because there we take care of a lot of stuff: coaching, training, nutrition, and form. So now the bundle serves 2 problems. A, it'll teach you, I love this expression, it'll teach you what to do. And B, it'll teach you how to do it. Isn't that awesome? Matter of fact, I'm going to sign up for this bundle myself as soon as the stream is finished. I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. You let me do the heavy lifting of the programming, and you do the heavy lifting of the kettlebells. So what is 90 Days of Kettlebells, which is course number 1? In this course, you will do 3 kettlebell workouts per week, which gradually increase in difficulty. And matter of fact, the first week, we're going to do just what I showed you. The deadlift, the press, and the squat. We use that stuff every day. And you will build 1 nutrition habit per month for the next 3 months. That's why we call it 90 Days of Kettlebells. So again, 3 workouts per week, 1 nutrition habit per month, no meal plan. We build habits because that stuff is going to last. Meal plans are short term. What I'm trying to serve you is a solution that is long term for the next 3 months. That's course number 1. That's 3 months of training and nutrition coaching. And this is what it looks like. This is the software that we use. I love this software. You have access to the software that's our academy anywhere from around the planet. You have to have a solid internet connection. Matter of fact, somebody asked me, he said, well, I'm living in a remote place and I don't have a solid internet connection. Yeah, we got to work on something for you guys that's living out in Alaska and stuff, right? Because we have subscribers from around the world, and which I'm really, really grateful for. But you need to have as of now, you need to have a solid internet connection. And as you see in the middle of the screen, this is where you get all the videos where you can, on the bottom, click complete and continue. And on the left side, you see everything's planned out. Day 1, workout and action step. Day 2, action step. Day 3, workout and action step. Everything's planned out for you in a meticulous manner. And what are action steps? For example, this is how we build a nutrition habit. How do we do it? By the system telling you to do it every day. For example, in this action step, it says, take 2 fruits a day.
every day. The power is in the numbers. The more we do something, that's frequency, and the longer we do it, that's duration, the more of a habit we build. And habits are automatic decision makers. That's what we need. This is the secret sauce when it comes to exercise as well as nutrition. So that's course number 1. Now, the Hybrid Style Masterclass Lite, you will learn 20 plus exercises through video tutorials, just like I showed you. It's the same thing, but just in a huge manner, and it's specifically designed for beginners. You will have a complete technique class that covers 20 plus exercises in detail. What are we going to cover? And you see some of them. We just saw exercise 1 and exercise 1 and 5. These are the ones that we've learned right now. You learn the deadlift, the goblet squat, the reverse lunge, the row, the press, double-handed as well as single-handed, the windmill, the Turkish get-up, and the farmer's walk, farmer's life. You'll learn the swing, the clean and jerk, and the snatch, and the clean and press, and the clean and strict press. You'll learn the double gorilla row, the double deadlift, the double front squat, the double clean, the double strict push press, the double jerk, the renegades, long cycle, farmer's walk, farmer's life, with 2 kettlebells as well. That's the Hybrid Style Masterclass. Matter of fact, this class is so big that I had to break it down because when we started selling it, coaches were interested. But most people were like, that's way too much. And so I had to break it down. That's why it's called a light version for everyday folks, for beginners to be like, listen, I just want the gist of it. This is what you're learning. So, and this is crucial, guys. What is the beginner's mission? Remember, you know what the stream says. The stream says 3 simple steps for beginners, kettlebell beginners. What is the beginner's mission? In most cases, not in everybody's case, but in most cases, we want to get in shape. We want to lose a little bit of weight. And here it comes. We want to improve the beginner's confidence and master form and technique without having to go to the gym or spend money on a coach. Now, this comes from a coach who kept telling you that you have to hire a coach. And I'm still on that same page. I still believe that it makes sense that you need to hire a coach. However, I've realized something. Many people just want to dabble a little bit. They want to just find out, hey, is this something for me? And if you want to find out, if you're still in this finding phase, you're scrutinizing the kettlebell, you're analyzing the stuff, you're watching some YouTube videos, you're watching some coaches, you maybe already got a kettlebell at home, which is not a huge investment. So you got it, and now you're like, let's see. Nobody spends a fortune if we're still in a state of let's see. And this state is totally legit. If you are continuing on your journey, then maybe it makes sense to talk to a coach or get this bundle. But you know what I'm saying. So this is the beginner's mission. And improving confidence, you know what this means? You know what confidence means? It means, listen, I maybe don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, but the pieces that I already got, I know how to put them together. That's confidence. So you know how to do a deadlift. You know how to do a press. You know how to do a squat. Folks be like, hey, have you tried to swing? You're like, no, not yet. I've seen it. I don't try it yet. I have to build the fundamentals first. Remember the roof, right? The roof is on fire. It's not going to work if we build our castle on sand. We need a solid foundation. And remember, everything is designed with beginners in mind. And why is that? It's because that's just my mission. I love working with people who never touched a kettlebell or any weight before. And working with so many people and talking to these experts. I mean, I've had podcasts with John Duquesne, Dennis Vasilev, Brittany Van Dravendijk, Ramsey Dewey. Oh, Ramsey was cool. Funk Roberts, and man, there's so many people. Sean Mosen, Steve Carter, Dan John, all these folks. And this opens up your mind so massively. If you're opening up your mind, you're realizing forget the style discussion. Just forget it. It's either high tension or high volume. Just start. And matter of fact, start the right way. But don't overthink it. And do not, please, I love this phrase, do not sacrifice training or working out on the altar of perfect form. If we overthink it, overcomplicate it, it has to look perfect. Matter of fact, we never move. You should have seen my older videos when I started lifting. You think I was born a kettlebell expert? It looked funny. It looked stupid. But hey, I stuck with it. I put in the reps. So here's the value, guys. What the inherent value is, what is this course bundle worth from the value that I gathered throughout the journey to be able to bring you that stuff? 90 Days of Kettlebells is based on our in real life coaching system. Our in real life coaching system works like this, that you come into the gym and you decide to opt in into our coaching program, which takes you about 6 months, where you work one-on-one with me and AG. Every training session is one-on-one. This is up to $6,000 for 6 months, 6K, okay? If you want to work with me one-on-one. And this is how we were able to gather this valuable insight and experience with people in real life. This is the system that I've tweaked and turned, and so many hours of experiences are in that system. That's the system that we use for our courses as well. So 90 Days of Kettlebells has been proven and tried with people in real life. And if you want to work with me for at least 3 months, you pay a minimum of $4,000. Because and you're like, why is this so expensive? Because you want my time. And if you're a coach that's watching, never undervalue your time, because time is something that we'll never give back, that we'll never get back. So matter of fact, there's the highest value that you can have is my time. You get some extra workouts, which are ad-free, and you get live coaching. We're going to talk about it in a second. You get the Kettle Nights podcast, like I mentioned, with these experts that I've had conversation with from 1.5 years and counting. You can't even buy this. Yes, of course, you can subscribe to the channel and watch it. Yes, you can subscribe to Spotify and listen to it. But here you can download it and watch it ad-free. And listen, the Hybrid Style Masterclass, why am I calling this hybrids? Because it started with Steve Cotter. I built the whole system on Steve Cotter's certification that I've had in June 2019. Some of you who are watching this channel are maybe familiar with the story. Steve Cotter was the pivotal moment, the cornerstone of this coaching. And I paid him $3.5K. Was worth every cent. Matter of fact, he could have charged double. He was here, certifying Angie and me for a weekend. Man, that was tough. But I loved it. And it was this experience that put me on the right spot, on the right way. That's what I want to give you. Because Steve Cotter, he gave me an epiphany moment that I want to share with you. You get the seminar, which you're going to talk about in a second. So that's a value of over $10,000 that you're getting in the system. Bonuses. Now watch this. You'll get Steve Cotter seminar, 3.5 hours, where he certified Angie and me in June 2019. You get it in the course. This is a video that is exclusively reserved for our online courses. It's not on YouTube. I took it off. I took it away from YouTube. I was like, no, that's way too valuable. I mean, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you subscribers. All of our subscribers, I love you guys. And I love sharing stuff with you. But this 3.5 hours, that's a gem. That's a gem. Wow. I consider him still the building block of many of our courses. And you get the 3.5 hour seminar and the course 90 Days of Kettlebells for free. Matter of fact, we had a person, he bought 90 days and he was like, you know what? This 3.5 hour seminar was just, this thing alone was worth it. And you're getting it as a bonus. You get 30 Days of Kettlebells. That's a third course. And that was the first course that I started with. This was the time when I've switched to English. Because prior we did German content. And then I realized, whoa, English? Wow, this is where people are actually listening. So you get this course as well. And one more thing. You get free monthly coaching. I call it the School of Physical Culture. And you know what's beautiful about this session? Is you can join it every month for free if you bought one of our courses at no additional charge. This idea is from Dr. Krajewski and Uncle Vanya, Ivan Lebedev. They came up with this idea and called it the School of Physical Culture. These two guys were pivotal figures in the history of kettlebells when the kettlebell was traveled from Europe to Russia. I think that's around the beginning of the 20th century, if my historical brain is correct. And the idea was, let's just help everybody discover the kettlebell and discover the means of training. And I love the dude, Dr. Krajewski, what he was all about. They said when he went into the room, everybody was like, whoa, because he was so enthusiastic. He was so loving. He was so passionate, so empathetic. And I take Dr. Krajewski as my idol. And he said, I'm going to help everybody discover physical culture. And so I have a similar mission. I want to help everybody discover the kettlebell as a part of physical culture. And that was the last session. Sean, if you're in the chat, let us know if you're in the chat, Sean. This was such an awesome session with Matt and Sean. Wow. And these two guys showed up and we had a session. Last month, one person showed up and we had a session for 30 minutes. I don't care. You can sign up. We can have a blast together. We can work out, have a conversation. You maybe ask some questions. Boom. I love this. This idea, I love it. Sean's from Canada and Matt's from the United States. That's how we do it. So you get a total of 120 days of training, plus form and technique will be taken care of. Plus you get monthly coaching. My God, I'm going to sign up for this program in a second. I'm going to sign up myself. So what's the price? It's going to be $10,000. Imagine if I was charging that much money. Imagine. Well, if it is worth it, and what's crazy is some people actually pay these high ticket stuff. Sometimes I'm like, wow, are people actually paying for this? Yes. Yes. Because it's not about the price, it's about the value. But charging $10,000, that's a little bit too tough, right? For a course. Because remember, the course is made. It is pre-made. It is on demand. Don't think for a second that the course is live. You get free monthly coaching once a month with me, yes, but the course material is on demand. I want to be 100% transparent. This is not a live course, even though I'm playing with the thoughts to offer a live course, like I do it right here. So I'm giving you 50% off. That would be what? What is 50%? 5,000? Hefty. Yeah? Really? 50% off? Yeah. No. That's way too much, right? I'm giving it to you for, I love this, tensions building, boom! 97.03% off the inherent value. That translates into $297 US. You find a link in the description. Join now. Enroll now. And matter of fact, as you're watching this, you know, a good friend of mine, he's like a brother. His name's Michael. We had a conversation about a couple of days ago. And I told him about the course system and how it's all going and that we're able to serve people around the world. And he's like, yeah, but $297, yeah, it's compared to the inherent value, it's nothing. 97.03% off, yes, but did you think about offering it at a price point where people can buy it who are on a budget? And I was like, yeah, but $297 is a budget. He's like, yeah, but some people, you know what it's like, man. So I said, hey, you know what? That's a great idea. You can opt in either $297, 3 monthly payments of $109 US, or 6 monthly payments of $59. That's Michael's vision. I was like, yeah, you're right. And what are you getting? What are you getting? You are getting 90 days of kettlebells. You're getting the hybrid style masterclass where you learn all the technique. You learn all these exercises. You engage in the beginner's mission. It is designed for beginners in mind. This massive value is over $10,000. You get the seminar with Steve Carter. You get 30 days of kettlebells. You can get live coaching with me on a monthly basis, which is so awesome. Total 120 days of working out, training, coaching, plus learning form. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. And here we are, $297. I'm gonna enroll myself. Enroll now because there's one catch. And hey, do you know Andrew Schultz, the comedian? You must know him because many of you watch the Joe Rogan podcast. I see, it's so funny in the YouTube analytics, I can see who's actually watching the stuff and how we are cross-pollinating through other channels. I love this word, I got it from Cat's Kettlebell Dojo. Cross-pollinating. So you guys watch Mark Wildman, Chandler Marchman, The Bioneer, Knees Over Toes guy, and Joe Rogan, of course. So Andrew Schultz was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was like, you know what? You can watch my special right now for only 2 weeks. And Joe Rogan was like, yeah, why? But why only 2 weeks? And Andrew was like, urgency? That's what it's like. This is the catch. This is only available for a limited time. So I always think about the offers. I put these offers together and I'm like, how can I serve our folks well with a great offer that they can't refuse? So in this case, I came up with this idea for $297. Click the link in the description. You get it right now, but it's only available for a limited amount of time. And then Joe was like, but why urgency? And I love what Andrew said. And I'm 100% on the same page. He said, well, because you can consume content all day, every day. I can put that special on Netflix, and then people are like, yeah, I'll watch it next week. And then you forget it because there's so much content on there. But urgency is the reason why you are actually moving. Deadlines work. And if you've been on the fence and you're like, well, but I don't know, I'm not sure. And now you're like, ooh, I'm 95% there. So here comes the deadline. Decide now. It's just like booking a flight. When we book the flight to where we're going in a couple of days, it's urgency. Book it now. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Now let's see if we have a Q&A. Guys, are you asking some questions? Do you have some questions? I'ma just check the chat right now, but let me take a sip of the Monster Ultra. Not sponsored, by the way, but I love this. And take a sip of this great Walser. It's just Swiss water. And that's great water. That's awesome water. So, ladies and gentlemen, do we have some questions? Man, I need a haircut, man. And I get my beard, but whatever. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we still have 27 people in the house. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope I was able to serve you some value. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, matter of fact, we went through the session in 1 hour. Wow, I think I'm getting a little bit better at this. Just a little bit. I think this is video number 1,100 and something, right? 1,100 and something. So get good. It's just putting in the reps, just like with kettlebells. You know, I just had a conversation with a client, and she was like, well, why are you speaking so confidently? And why and how are you doing this? And I'm saying, you know why? Because I just got the proper information. Then I put in the reps. And with video 1,159 or whatever this is, I hope my technique as a performer has grown a little bit and has improved to a certain extent. If it hasn't, I'm doing something wrong. So it's the same with kettlebells. The more reps you put, and I can't stress this enough. The more reps you put into this, the better it gets. It's simple as that. Please believe me. The more reps you put into it, the better your form gets if you are working with the proper information first. You need proper information, then you put in the reps, then you get good. So let's see if we have any questions going on. And I want to say hello to everybody. Fitness Arena, MTL, got my kettlebell ready. Strong basics make a strong human. Most definitely, brother. Most definitely. Cuckles 01. Let's go. Yeah. And Matt C, do you need 2 kettlebells or can you make a duet with? Can you make it 2 with 1? Matt, that's a great question. You know what? You only need 1 kettlebell. What you maybe need is some additional weights. And if you are a man, I always say this. I think there is a term, I call it evergreen weights. Weights that you can use throughout the whole year. And for most guys and for most men who work out regularly, who aren't beast made or bears, who are wolf types like me, lightweight, shorter dudes, these are the ones that probably can always work with a 20-24, 16, 20, 24 kg for everything, upper head, overhead, and lower body movements. And that's the hybrid style. The idea of the hybrid is I want to make it easy. Grab one weight and work everything. Because matter of fact, at the end, training volume is what counts. I recently did 120 reps with a 20 kg deadlift. So that's 2.4 tons of volume. That sounds like great volume to me. And of course, you can always grab doubles. Doubles are massively fun, but it's a complete new world. Sean, got mine. Yeah. Fitness Arena, use the broomstick almost every day with me and my clients. That's what's up. That's how we do it. Sean, the broom shortened up my hinge a bit, made more tension in hammies. Or maybe it's because I'm tight from 90 gains. Sean, love it. But actually, the hinge stick or the broomstick actually helps you to develop this tension in your hammies. Most people have a rounded hip like this. And once they start extending the hip, really pushing the hips out, like I said in the beginning, imagine like you are hyper extending your lower back, you're arching your back, boom, that's when you feel the tension in your hammies, and that's when you do it properly. Adobo for show, nice pits, bro, thanks, brother. Jose Rodriguez, 6195, is elbows out at the top hold bad? Oh, good question. And you know what? I was actually thinking about it, but I was like, Gregory, don't overcomplicate it. But now that the question's coming, no, it's not. Because what can you do? And let's see if you should still be able to see me. Let's just use a baby bell. These are from Moses Danka from the Kettlebell Sanctuary in Las Vegas. He trains with kids. Let me tell you, Moses Danka, he's doing God's work. These are baby kettlebells, okay? These are way smaller than the original competitions. Awesome. So watch this. If you are pressing it like this, this is I call it just a proper press where we are using the shortest distance between 2 points, which is a straight line. So that's the reason why you bring your elbow up, fully extend the arm overhead, right? And then we come back down, we push our elbows forward so that the kettlebell rests in the nests once we rack the weight. I don't want to overcomplicate it, please, guys, but just trying to answer this question as easy as possible. But this, watch this. This is what we can call a scaption press. Okay? And this is what what you would do it with dumbbells probably typically is moving your arms to the side. Okay? Elbows out. This is not wrong if you are doing it properly. And a scaption press works a little bit more of your shoulders, or of your shoulder muscles. So it's not wrong. But for beginners, it's a good thing because the kettlebell is the weight displacement and the way the kettlebell is, the characteristics, the way it racks and how it racks on your frame. It's a good thing to understand to press the handles up, to press the bell up like this in a straight line to get this feeling, because the kettlebell is different than dumbbells. Magi Kuri, you're so awesome. It's okay. I have a rat's nest. Thank you, brother. I have a rat's nest. Yeah, rest in the nest. This is the nest. The rat's nest. You guys are killing it. Ooh, that's Greek, right? My brother, that's Greek. I can't read it, but it's Greek. Is it normal curving lower back while doing cleans? Curving the lower back while doing cleans? Curving. Let me just think. Aha, rounding. Oh, guys, that's a little bit more complicated. But if you want me to show you, I'm gonna just go real quick.
Real quick, guys. Real quick. I think he or she is talking about the rounding of the lower back when you're cleaning it, right? Like this. And this is what it looks like. Watch me. It's just a different style, a different form. You actually don't have to. That's the reason why I said at the beginning, maybe it challenges some of your perspectives. You don't have to hinge as extreme. You don't have to do this. You don't. Matter of fact, James Ross, who I've had on the podcast, he said he had tendinopathy, if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Tendinopathy right here somewhere, and I think it's an inflammation or it's just a problem of the tendons. So he said, when I was hinging extremely like this, he felt a sharp pain. So that's the reason why I started cleaning with a reduced hinge. And since your arm is connected to the body, your hip is taking the weight, no worries about your lower back. And matter of fact, it's also a technique if you want to go into kettlebell sport for higher reps. And it's also a technique which Valery Fedorenko has shared with me that powerlifters use back when he was still in Russia. When they had tight lower backs, they were just swinging like this. Watch this. To relieve some tension. Okay? So rounding the lower back is not a problem. So, man, I love this. And see, I always got to time myself. Otherwise, I keep talking like there's no tomorrow. Tongue twister. Tongue twister. Yeah, not tongue breaker, right? Be glad you still have your hair to be messy. Yes, brother. Sean, yeah, no. I'm glad that I still have, yeah. We always have to be grateful, right? But look at me, man. I look like Dr. Emmett Brown from the Back to the Future, right? Marty! Angie, my wonderful woman. She's also in the chat, so please say hello to her. Sick juggling skills. Haven't seen you do it. Brother Sean, there's other guys who are way more extreme. I'm just doing some ultra basics. Glad I caught the live. Marlene, hey, thanks for showing up. Man, Greg is one of the hardest working dudes in education of kettlebells out there. Thank you so much, Sean. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. That's why I have to go on vacation. And I'm looking forward to the vacation because I gotta just turn it off. But you know what? That place where we're going, I'm gonna text the folks there because I saw there's a kettlebell club. So we're gonna join them for a session. Anthony, the last time I stuck with the workout program was P90X and Insanity. Yeah. That's when I had so much time. But with kettlebells, I feel I can stick with it. I'm having fun like jump rope. Awesome, Anthony. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, P90X and Insanity, that's high intensity stuff, right? Which is not wrong, which of course you can apply it, but always red zoning it. I'm not familiar with the program, so I don't want to talk bad about it. Just from what I've heard is you're always kind of like in the red zone, which makes sense to a certain extent depending on the goals you're having. But in most cases, I don't think people have to red zone it. Paula, hi from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I will watch later. Awesome. Man, I was once in Albuquerque. Yeah. This is where they shot not Walking Dead, Breaking Bad. Yeah. OMG, Sean. It's true though. In terms of value and quality, there's none better out there. You can't get the amount of interaction with the coach as much as you get in the course price. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, Sean. You're in the chat giving social proof. Listen, guys, please. I didn't pay Sean to do this. I told Angie the last time, I was like, hey, Sean showed up and he was like, yo, you got to get that stuff. I didn't pay him to do this, right? Maybe it looks like it. But Sean, this is just one of the reasons why I love what I do, man. Andrew's one of the greatest comedians. Andrew Schultz, he's crazy. He's crazy, man.
When do your kettlebells come online for sale? Our kettlebells? Oh yeah, we actually started producing kettlebells in China. So that still takes some time, but we get kettlebells with the LS logo with the hollow cores, okay? And just maybe that answers the question for some of you people out there. What's this? Why is there's a hole in it? These are hollow core competition kettlebells. And matter of fact, another nugget of history, John Duquesne from RKC, when they started with Pavel, they intentionally avoided the hollow core competition kettlebell. So the cast iron kettlebell is a creation from John Duquesne and Pavel from RKC back in the day. But they didn't get a patent on it. And I asked them, I was like, did you guys get a patent on it? And he was like, no, because we didn't know back then what we had in our hands. And now you'd be like, wow, imagine these guys would have gotten a patent. It's like, oh, this is it for cast iron kettlebells. Freebie, a question about your latest ladder session. If it's not a beginner question, it's all right. What was that bench press exercise you did? It looks very scary for the shoulder. Brother, I saw your comment. What was, just enrolled myself on the waiting list for the coach's hybrid style. Yeah, you're amazing. Can't wait to hear from you. Awesome, brother. We also have the waiting list. That's an option you can join. But freebie, if you want to join right now, you actually have the chance. If you don't want to be stuck on the waiting list, this is just limited exclusive time right now. You can hit the link right in the description and join right now. And then you get the 90 days and the Hybrid Style Masterclass. So the bench press. And Ignatius Rayleigh, loving the basic instruction. Cheers from Stockholm, Sweden, sending you a lot of love. So guys, let's just quickly brush over the bench press. That's an exercise that is not covered in the Hybrid Style Masterclass. But let me just brush over it real quick for you to give you the gist of it.
And then I think we're done if there's no more questions. Guys, think about it. If you have any more questions, I gladly answer them for the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, we're finished for the day. So let's check out the bench press. Gonna make it quick. In order to understand the bench press, you want to understand the windmill. But let's forget the windmill now and jump right at the bench press because we want to make it quick and fast. The bench press is a press where you rack the weight on your body and you're actually not pressing it, but you are moving away from the weight, using your back muscles to keep the tension and then slowly extending the arm as you move away from the weight. Now you have to engage in what is so-called, we call this a side hinge, where you push the hips out and now you're able to rotate your T-spine. And now you can work from this part right here without actually having to twist your lower part of your spine, which can be dangerous. So let me demonstrate it. You clean it. You rack now the weight on your lats. Watch me. Let's show you from the side so you can see it better. So I'm pointing my toes out. Now I'm racking the weight on my lats. Elbows are now collected with my lats. Now I'm engaging in the side hinge that I just explained. And now, did you see I didn't press the weight? And now what I started engaging is I get under the weight and then I stand up, okay? This is an old school technique where they used it to press heavy weights, massively heavy weights, but I just use it generally. So let me demonstrate again. You clean it, you rack the weight on your lats, on your biggest back muscle, you push your hips out into the side hinge, and now you move down, extending your arm when you're down, go under the bell and stand up. Let me show you the other side. Highly advanced exercise, not recommended for beginners, most definitely not, because you have to understand how to move your body, you have to understand how to move your shoulder, and you have to have a solid foundation. But that is the bench press. So if you have a solid foundation, if you are strong and you understand the exercise, you actually do not have to worry about it. Marco, hi, do you plan to jump on the Sinister list one day? I'm still training for simple. Sinister is so far away. By the way, great channel, brother. Thank you so much. With what is it? The 48? Right? Or what was the Turkish get up? Sinister is 48, right? Because the swing is now really going good with 48 kg.
But I remember doing the Turkish get up with a 40 where I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. And I probably won't go heavier. Just for the sake of not wanting to do Turkish get ups all the time. I have such a wonderful training program. I'm so in love with the training schedule that I have that I'm not going to switch it up anytime soon. I love it. It's given me a great body. It's given me leanness. It's given me strength in the fundamentals and mobility and fitness and endurance and everything. So I don't think I'm going down that route. But hey, if you do, let us know once you got it. David C., your favorite exercise for the rest of your life? That's easy. Clean and press. Clean and press because you got the hinge, you got the hips, you got the upper body, you got the arms, you got the legs, you got the shoulders, you got the chest. Clean and press, monster exercise. Late but on time, my brother. Hey, commenting is dangerous in the house. Yeah. And Ofribi, I hope I was able to serve you some value with the BIM press. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. And let me just switch back real quick and then we call it a day. Do not forget, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. The kettlebell bundle that I'm able to offer you right now with a value that is over 10K. Yup, no joke. And you're getting it for 97.03% off the inherent value, which is $297. As a matter of fact, let's just get the confetti again. Ba-boom. 3 monthly payments of $109 or 6 monthly payments of $59. You find a link in the description. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining. I really love that stuff. And like I said, there's going to be some videos up in the coming days, but then we're on vacation and then I'm going to turn off everything. At least I try to. And then I'm going to relax with Angie. We're going to really take a break, which, yeah, I think is necessary after working for, I always got this 3.5 months period and then we take a break. And lately it's been going well. It's been going beautifully. I want to say thank you for subscribing to Lebe Stock. Thank you for joining. Thank you for buying one of our courses, supporting the channel. Thank you for just subscribing, liking the video. And don't forget, like and subscribe if you're into this stuff, if you're into kettlebells, because we are highly dedicated to kettlebells only. When it comes to YouTube, it's kettlebells. If that is your thing, every video that I upload is all about kettlebells because I believe in it. I see it in action. It's powerful. I have such an enthusiasm for that stuff. I know that it works. I see it transform lives. And you know what? As a final, I want you to show this because my brother Jim, he was one of the first English-speaking clients that we had. And I want to show you guys his transformation. He showed me an update. You'll be blown away. You'll be blown away. Watch this. This is so crazy. And maybe this gives you the final kick to do something. This is Jim right here, okay? This is Jim. He just sent me an update. Watch. This is before. This is after. Look at the shoulder. Look at the biceps. Look at the triceps. Look at the forearms. Look at the veins. Look at how the stomach is disappearing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the same person. You see it in his face, right? Wiped clean. Look at this gentleman. Close up once again. This is the same person. And you know what he did? He went to the moon and back to lose weight? No, of course not. He trained with kettlebells. I'm so happy for my brother Jim, man. This is the reason why we do that stuff. And when you work with a coach and when you work with somebody, always make sure that the person believes in you. Because it's a hard road. It's a hard road to not only just lose weight, but anything that is fitness related. Matter of fact, anything in life can be tough. And then if you have somebody, a person, a gal or a girl or a coach that is standing next to you, supporting you, the battle is half won. Ladies and gentlemen, let's end it on that note. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Get the course. It's in the description. Don't forget, it's limited only. And I'll catch you in the next one.